Hey, welcome back. Today I have another update for you on the greenhouse. We've made quite a lot of progress, so I am so excited to show you what we have done. Last time I ended off with showing you the foundation work. We created 2 retaining walls, we leveled the ground, brought in a lot of gravel, some drainage rock, and all of the good foundation prep needed for a strong, secure greenhouse build. Anyway, today I'm going to update you on what is happening behind me. So here we are. My husband dug this trench to put these pieces of wood in just to show what was level. And actually it didn't actually work out. I don't know if we had problems with our level, but it didn't really help us out in the end. But that's okay. Live and learn, right? So here we are with the foundation made. You can see the 2 retaining walls. And then my husband purchased these pilings. They are for a foundation, so he is just screwing them in manually. You can see it was quite a lot of work because we had compacted the area, but he got them in and we're confident that it will be a secure base for the greenhouse structure to be adhered to. Probably not the most common way to build a foundation, but my husband has some good construction experience and he was confident that this would be a secure base. So once this corner was done, we started assembling the base. So we actually purchased a Pavillion building plan off of Etsy, and we just thought that sort of like a gazebo, filling in the walls with our windows of choice and the different sizes, that would just be the easiest for us instead of just starting from scratch. So we just built this level base for the walls to sit on, and then from there my husband is using these post anchors. You can see the stainless steel ones, and drilling in these massive 6x6 pieces of timber or posts or beams, I guess you would call them. And once all 4 corners were done, the 6x6 and they're 8-foot high beams were in place. We also used these 2x4s just to brace them until we infilled it with the roof and walls that would further strengthen the structure. So now we are just creating our load-bearing beam for the roof, just to make sure we can have the vaulted ceiling. So we are screwing together, I want to say 2x6s, and they're about 20 feet in length, just because we are having overhang on the roof. And of course, no piece of wood you get from the store nowadays is perfectly straight. So we are, as we go, my husband's just screwing every few inches, and we're using a clamp, and I'm just using my weight, obviously, just to make sure that the boards are sturdy and straight and aligned perfectly, or as close as we could to get them perfect. And a new day, and we are continuing on. Here we are working on the beams. So my husband's just notching out the individual pieces. I'm so impressed with what he can get accomplished. He even got some of these up himself when I was out one day. Very impressed with all the hard work he is doing for me. Love that guy. And then here we are at the end of that day. The next thing we tackled was a ridge beam and the actual rafters. This was over the course of a few days as well. This whole project spanned many months, but we also had a free day when our children were away. They're young teenagers and they were with their friends, so we just sort of hunkered down and did as much as we could. So we were working on the rafters on this day. Another learning curve for my husband, just cutting the individual pieces, notching out everything, and trying to get it level as well. Like I said, all these pieces of wood are not perfect. You know, the wood can warp as it sits in the store, but yeah, just making it to the best that he can. And the spacing on these rafters, we also wanted to be about 16 inches just to allow the maximum amount of sun on this side of the wall, or ceiling rather. So that was another challenge, just adapting the plans just to fit our use and function for the greenhouse. My husband is such a fast learner and a hard worker, so he's definitely working hard on this project. And of course, every different stage is so exciting to see it progress, but this stage was especially fun. We started to build in the walls and frame for the windows. So we're starting with this. This is the front of the greenhouse. We will be having double doors off of here and then two large windows flanking the double doors. So here we are essentially building a stand for the window and then a frame above it. Just to make sure it's secure. The actual roof is secure by itself, so the walls are just sort of an infill, if that makes sense, because we are using a pavilion or gazebo plan, so it is very structurally sound just by itself, and the walls will provide even more security, we believe. So here we are just building those bases for the windows. Yeah, these are old windows from our house that when we replaced them, we saved them, and then we made sure to build them to suit. So making sure that the windows have the header, securing them in. They're quite heavy, but we were able to do it ourselves, which was nice. And then here we are doing a rough frame for the door. Online we had the measurement for the door, so we were pretty confident with the size, and here we are just making sure that it is in line. I wanted all the windows and the doors to have the same height, so that the trim would be sharp and level throughout all of the walls. So yeah, the tractor came in handy moving these windows because they were up closer to the house actually, so walking them down would have been quite a feat. But yeah, we utilized the tractor to move them. And then we're working on this wall as well. This would be 3 windows all in a row, and they're all the same size. Really excited about how much glazing is going to be on this wall. I think it's going to be quite beautiful. So here we are building out the header and the base. It was a little bit more simplified because all 3 windows were the same size, so it felt like we were just really getting ahead when we were doing this wall. Interrupt this construction video with some more planting because of course this is a gardening channel. So there were some discounted hydrangeas at my local Home Depot. These are Limelight Primes, and I thought this would be such a great addition because when we built this retaining wall, we had a little bit more space for these shrubs to go in. So they get about 6 feet tall, which is fine because we do have a mountain blocking the sunlight, so it won't impact the sunlight we receive in the greenhouse that much. And I think it'll just be a beautiful addition to the bed. And that is our finished off photo for that day, and just a fun angle from our pasture. It's just really neat to see the different views from around the property. And this was the last day we had to install some windows, so this is the last 2 walls of windows. So here we are doing a 5-foot and 2 4-foots on this side of the wall, and then just installing the missing glass pieces on that other side. It was feeling pretty encouraging seeing our pile of windows decrease as we installed all these. And this wall doesn't get any light, so it is just for storage, and then these 2 windows are for ventilation. I was looking into getting a vinyl film for these windows to make them look like lead glass, and I thought that would look really nice. So here we are as of today. As of tomorrow, actually, the doors get delivered. You can see we've got this space right behind me for some double French doors to be installed right here. So I'm really excited about how things are going. The foundation work was definitely the most intensive work. Once the structure started to become an actual building, it definitely felt like we were getting somewhere, and I'm really, really excited. I feel like this might even be done in the next month or so. So stick around and I will keep you updated. I will give you the final tour, obviously, share all of our experience with building our own greenhouse. It's definitely been quite the process. So let me show you a closer up view of what is going on in this sort of the layout so far in the greenhouse. So here we are at the front of the greenhouse. The sun comes up in this direction, it comes overhead, and then it sets behind the mountain here. So we actually don't get a ton of sunlight in this direction and 0 behind the greenhouse. So that roof is going to be completely insulated. And we will just have the glazing on this one side of the roof, if that makes sense. Insulation is super important just to moderate the temperatures a little bit. Oh, we have a loose chicken. So yeah, we have this garden here, this retaining wall. This will stay pathway just to have easy access to the greenhouse. I'm thinking a nice little set of chairs right here would be really nice. And then another garden here. If you saw in my last garden tour, I thought of mimicking the rock wall we have here on this side, but making it much deeper. So using some of these logs that we had some trees removed here. So we have these logs. I'm thinking they would make it easy to build up the soil here and then have sort of an evergreen border back there that stays a little bit shorter, not to block the sun, and then some beautiful perennials on this side. So that's the plan for the outside. We also have pathways on either end. This side and behind the greenhouse there's a rather large pathway. I think I'm gonna have a potting bench on the back there with some storage and maybe a little bit of a garden pathway down here. I'm not sure yet. Let's see the layout. Okay, so all of these windows are leftovers from when we replaced the windows in our house. So these are the largest windows here. They all open except for that large one right there. Most of them have screens, which is also great, I think, to keep the bugs out. So imagine we're walking through the double doors here, and then we've got a wall of windows here. This gets the morning sun. I think this will be a beautiful spot for another potting bench, a little bit more of a higher shelf here, just to utilize that different shape there. And then low benches here to just maximize the growing space. This wall, like I said, does not get any sunlight. So we were actually thinking about just insulating it, just to keep in the temperatures, just to moderate the temperatures a little bit. But our neighbor said it would be great if we had a window or two here just to let the ventilation come in, because we do get a nice cross breeze in the summer. So if the doors are open, or the windows, so if the doors are open here and we just get the cross breeze coming through here, I think it'll be great for the warmer days. And then this will just be storage on this back wall here. Yeah, low benches, majority of the spot, low bench there. And I'm thinking about doing some in-ground beds here, just for, like, you know, summer crops that really like the warmth, tomatoes and peppers and that type of thing. So maybe in-ground beds there. So that is the general layout that I have so far. It's quite a large space, so it's 16 by 16. So I'm thinking a rather large island, or maybe an outdoor table, that kind of thing, just for a workspace, but also additional growing spot. Would be good in the middle, just to utilize all the space that I can. And then the ceiling is super high as well, so I would definitely love to put more shelves up top, or even hanging. I'm probably going to have to put shade cloth in here, because it seems like that's just what we do with greenhouses, especially during the summer months. But yeah, definitely looking for ideas just to utilize the space as much as possible, but really, really excited with how this is coming along. Well, that is my update for today. It has been quite a long haul getting it to where we're at right now, but we're definitely feeling encouraged just by seeing the structure itself, and just the large size of it is just really, really exciting, just to dream about what I can grow in this space. So if you have any questions, let me know. I know it's hard to sort of wrap everything into one video. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, on this update. I cannot wait to keep you posted about, you know, adding the doors. Like I said, they come in tomorrow. Painting and decorating and all of those things. I think that's the finishing touches are definitely my favorite. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.